Hello, everyone. Another story today at Cindy Harper Speaks, and we are going to read chapter 4, I believe, in our book, Never Give Up. So we read about Jeremy Lin, we read about Oprah Winfrey, J.K. Rowling, and now chapter 4 is about Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs designed new ways to work and play. In January of 2007, Steve Jobs showed off a new product to the world. It was the iPhone. It was sleek. It was more than a phone. With a tap on the screen, people could take pictures. They could send email. They could play games and listen to music all on one device. When the phone went on sale, people waited on long lines to buy it. Other phones couldn't compare. Jobs was the inventor of the iPhone. His company, Apple, was the biggest technology company in the world, yet Jobs had once seemed headed for failure. Steve Jobs was born in 1955. He grew up in Mountain View, California. Jobs and his dad often built and repaired electronics together. Jobs graduated high school in 1972. He went to college in Oregon, but he didn't stay long. He dropped out after just 6 months. A bite of the apple. By 1976, Jobs was back in California. He spent time with his friend Steve Wozniak. They shared a love of computers. Wozniak had made a small personal computers. Jobs loved the idea of a computer that anyone could use. At the time, most computers were huge. Only scientists and big companies used them. Jobs and Wozniak decided to make computers people could use easily at home. They started Apple Computer. In 1977, they launched one of the first home computers, the Apple II. It was easy to use. It sold well. Apple hired more people. The bosses wanted to design new products, but they faced obstacles. They disagreed about what to make. Jobs fought with the other bosses. In 1985, they forced him to quit. Isn't that something? They forced him to quit his own company. The last chapter. In 1977, Apple had money problems. Steve Jobs returned to the company. He was determined to save Apple. In 1997, excuse me. So in 1985, they forced him to quit. In 1997, Apple had money problems. Steve Jobs returned to the company. He was determined to save Apple. Jobs focused on personal technology. He wanted to make products that people could use to do work quickly and easily. He wanted products that people could use to have fun. So Apple developed innovative products. Each product launch was a major event. The company launched the iPod in 2001. 6 years later, Apple launched the iPhone. In 2010, they launched the iPad. People loved the design of these devices. Sadly, Jobs' health was failing. In 2011, he died of cancer. He had made a lot of money, but Jobs never defined success in dollars. Doing something wonderful, that's what matters, he said. Steve Jobs introduces the first iPhone. All right, that was chapter 4, Steve Jobs. Phenomenal human being. I tell you one thing, many of us are iPhones. I have an iPhone, I have an iPad. Many people have an Apple computer. Steve Jobs helped to change our lives and brought technology so it's right within our palms. Phenomenal, beautiful story. Never give up. Companies started, shareholders may fire you, but then down the road, you never know what's going to happen. Had money problems, brought him back. And he did even more phenomenal things. If you like this chapter about Steve Jobs, please press like and hand, and I'll see you at Cindy Harper Speaks. Never give up.